Hey, hi, this is Clay Nelson, Clay Nelson Learning Pounds. How are We've been talking about the cost of putting yourself last, and we've gone through what I mean by that. We've had a few callers. We've explained what it means to put yourself last and what it looks like, and how we always put others' needs ahead of our own, and we always try to fix other people's problems so we have to deal with our own. And then we went into a conversation in the last segment about the tips on really what would you have to do to really find the time and to choose to commit to putting yourself first. It's a whole change in way of thinking. It's a whole way you manage your own thinking, and a habit that you have for years. And it's not easy. It takes a lot of practice. And one of the first tips I told you about was learning how to become the question instead of the answer. And what I meant by that was when you ask people to come to you, if they have a question, always at the same time bring their answer with you. That means they have to think. They just can't be brain dead and walk in and just dump the question on you and you have to give the answer. They have to come in with their answer. Or you could just say to people, hey, if I wasn't here, what would you do? And so it makes people think. And when you start getting the people around you to think, all right, it gives you time where you don't have to be in charge of everything, be the answer all over the place, okay? So that's number one. It's all about, too, getting straight with giving up the feeling of being responsible for the happiness of others and getting real clear. You can't make other people happy. Only they can make themselves happy. I mean, you can tell a joke, but you can't really tell people how much to laugh at it. You know what I mean? I mean, there are people listening to me right now. Some people like what I say. Some people don't like what I say. Ain't going to stop me from saying it. So that's what life is all about. You do your best, and then you go to bed and you get up, and the next day you do your best again. Then number 3 was give up worry. And it's like, how do you give up worry? Well, you kind of have to get rid of your mind chatter. So I have a tool I use. I call it clearing. And it's all about, you can either, write stuff down that's bugging you and then wad it up and throw it away. Or you can call a clearing partner and just say, hey, I want you to just get what I'm going to say. I don't want you to fix me. I don't want you to tell me what I ought to do. I don't want you to do anything. I just want you to get it just so I can give it over to you, and then you can just dump it. That's called clearing. Or you can pray it away, okay? Or you can just put it into a box that you have where you just put your stuff in there, and just let the box have it. And then usually when you go back to the box on the next day or two and check it out, usually what you put in that box is gone because it's just stuff that you make up. The human mind is a phenomenal piece of machinery, and human beings are walking, talking, making up machines. We make up stuff left and right. Okay, like I made up on that last caller that maybe I owed somebody some money and I didn't know what I was going to do and everything else. And the truth is, he was just a nice guy wanting to know how to spend more quality time with his wife. So you got to give up worrying. Just give it up. I mean, so often we worry as an expression of our caring. Really worried is nothing more than an anxiety way of being. It's not productive, it doesn't solve problems, and it creates problems. So you got to get over it, all right? And then before the last break, I said when we came back on this segment of the show, I said, you got to get in touch with, who you are and who you're not. You got to get really straight. This is who I am. This is what I like. This is what I love. This is where I'm going. This is how fast I'm going to go. And this is how long I'm going to stay. Then the other side of that coin is this is what I don't like. This is what I'm not going to do. And this is where I'm not going to be pushed. And this is where I'm not going to participate. And it's okay. Who is the only person that has a say in how your life turns out? There's only one person. Look in the mirror now. That's the person. Okay? It's you. So, again, I would ask you, it's like, why are you on the planet? What are you doing here? All right? The costs of putting yourself last really show up as, I don't get to be me. And you go to bed at night, you get up in the morning, and you go, oh, my gosh, here comes another day of me being lost in myself. And whose fault is that? So you have to stand up and say, hey, look, this is who I am. This is what I want. This is what I'm going to do. And what you have to do that you don't want to do, you have to find your replacement, or you have to ask for a hug. A lot of times we get lost in putting ourselves last because we don't ask for a simple hug or just a slight bit of acknowledgement. Just saying, hey, go to your mom and say, Mom, I really appreciate how you get up in the morning. You always have coffee ready. The cat's already fed. The cat box is already cleaned out. And I'm ready to go to school, and I really appreciate what you do, so thank you very much. And you want to watch your mom smile? Do that about 4 days in a row. Really works cool, all right? Really works cool. So it's like you have to be really clear also, what are you committed to? How do you want your life to be? As an adult, you have to commit without knowing how. As a child, we do that automatically. Children commit. They don't have to know how they're going to do something. They just commit and they just get it done. Parents are all worried about looking good, doing it right, the approvals of others, and quite frankly, at their age, what are they supposed to know and who are they supposed to be being? And the truth is, it doesn't matter. Are you happy doing what you're doing? If you are, keep doing it. If you're not happy doing what you're doing, change it. Okay? So, and then last but not least, in getting in touch with who you are and who you're not, is answer the question, what do I need to be happy? What does it take for me to be happy? Now, here comes the good part, okay? You have to ask to be held accountable for doing what works for you. Guess who doesn't know how to do what works for them? They only know how to do what they're supposed to do, they think, or what they have to do, they think. And that life has to be hard and it takes forever to be successful and can't ever be in a good relationship. And it's okay to let the dog run you or let the kids run you. What about not having to clean the house? What about going out and sit in the yard and look at the house, not have to clean it? What do you think? Now, there's a concept. What about teaching your kids how to cook? What about not doing the laundry anymore, teaching someone else how to do it? What about giving away your responsibilities like a teacher? Not like quitting, but like giving away and teaching. So what about being held accountable for you having the life you say you want? What about being held accountable for you not doing what you say you don't want? Think about that. So it's all about getting really straight with yourself around what works and what doesn't work, and then asking for the help to generate the change, mostly in ourselves. Look, if you could change yourself and get to where you're going by yourself, you'd be there already. So the truth is, we all need help. We're all the same. We're all in the same pot. We're all wondering what's next, especially nowadays with the economy doing what it's doing. And it's, oh my God, it's an election year. So who's going to lead us? Who am I going to follow? Or no, better yet, who am I going to make wrong after November? You know what I mean? So it's really funny how that works. So think about that. What is it we're going to do? How are we going to play? How long is it going to be? What do we have to do to get ourselves happy? How do we make our relationships work? Okay. And by the way, how much are we supposed to weigh? See, most of us put more energy into going camping than we do into our own life. Most of us put more planning into going onto a camping trip than we do in having a life. Most of us put more energy into someone else than to having our own life work because it's easier. So today's show is all about the cost of putting yourself last. And the truth is, if you put yourself last, it costs you everything. It costs you passion for living, costs your aliveness, costs you making a difference for another, and it costs you being just downright happy. So if those are the costs, gee, don't you think it'd be a great idea to start changing those things? Just make one simple change every day and then ask to be held accountable for that change to stay in your life. Think about that, okay? Now, when we get back after this next break, we're going to talk about how you can do that, what accountability really means, what it means to have a purpose, and how to have your life really work. So I look forward to talking to you when we get back here. You're listening to Clay Nelson Life Balance Hour on KZSB AM 1290. Get on back here.
Don't you say nothing to me as long as I'm